Oh baby, how one hippie town became the anti-vaxxer capital of Australia. At Mullumbimby, Australia, story by Tim Elliott. Rather than read this entire story, I've just highlighted bits and pieces that I thought were relevant. Like, despite overwhelming and incontrovertible evidence that vaccines are safe and effective, increasing number of parents in the northern river regions, which includes Mullumbimby and the nearby towns of Bangalore, Nimbin and Byron Bay, are choosing not to vaccinate their children. According to the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, only 52% of 5-year-olds in the Mullumbimby area are fully immunised in 2015-2016 compared to 92.9% nationally. This infuriates vaccinating parents who are inclined to regard anti-vaxxers as selfish and ignorant. Miss Jeffrey knows people on both sides of the fence. She didn't vaccinate her own kids. It was a long time ago, she says. Both her daughters are now in their 20s. Wow, they made it without a vaccination. She also visited her local doctor who told her that vaccination was essentially a lottery. It said if you vaccinate them and they have a bad reaction, you feel terrible. So this doctor, he's admitting that kids do have bad reactions from vaccinations. The consequences of not vaccinating are being seen worldwide. Most recently with measles, which can lead to blindness, encephalitis and death. There were 372 cases of the measles in the US last year. This year so far, there have been 940 confirmed cases. Got my calculator out. Did some Googling. There's 325 million people in the US. Divide that by the amount of measles cases. That's 0.0000027% of people who got measles. This is far from an outbreak or a concern when you look at the real percentages of people getting measles. Also, the measles vaccine requires 2 doses to be maximally effective. One dose, they say, is 93% effective, and the second dose makes it 98% effective. So therefore, it's not 100% effective. We'll go on. Northern Rivers Vaccination Supporters, NRVS, an advocacy group that provides credible information about vaccines and vaccine-preventable diseases. They said it's been an uphill battle, but the NRVS has just 250 members and struggles to be heard. The clusters of unvaccinated kids act as a reservoir of disease. Once again, vaccinated people blaming the unvaccinated. This is exactly where our government or the New World Order want us, all fighting with each other, blaming each other for disease. Where are these diseases coming from in the first place? They can't just come out of the blue, they can't just fall out of the sky. However, yes, they can fall out of the sky with the amount of cloud seeding chemtrails that get sprayed. Do your research on that. We're all getting poisoned with this cloud seeding. The chemicals they put in cloud seeding to make it rain or stop it from raining is falling all over us and over our food. But what I am saying is disease needs to be created. And it's being created not by us, not by the unvaccinated, but by the people who are allowing this cloud seeding chemtrail bullshit to be sprayed all over us. Are we going to keep blaming the unvaccinated for everything? Probably, but find out the truth and why people are really getting sick. The turning point, however, the region's rebirth, as it were, came in 1973. They're talking about Mullumbimby here when the people started to come there. The hippies, so to speak. With the Aquarius Festival held over 10 days in May. The event drew some 5,000 free-thinking individuals to the Mullumbimby area. Jeffrey says they were looking for alternatives. Their sources of disaffection were many, from the government and consumer culture to mainstream medicine. The last of which came into particularly sharp focus with the rollout in the late 1970s of a new vaccine for whooping cough. It was a bad vaccine, the worst one we've had, says the local Dr. Chris Ingle, who has worked in the Northern Rivers for 32 years. It wasn't very effective and it had marked side effects. Another doctor admitting these vaccinations weren't good. You might say, yeah, but it was way back then, they're good now. Really? I sold you a crap car, you're going to come back to me to buy another car? Because I won't do it to you again. Researchers developed a far better vaccine in the 90s. But by then, we had created a whole group of parents up here who were disfranchised by that medical system. Anti-vaxxer groups sprung up around the country, spreading doubt about the science behind vaccines. Nothing's changed. These things come out in the future. However, if you look what's going on, it's always something. In 10 years' time, they'll look back to today and go, oh, we did that then, we won't do that now. Whatever they're doing now, they keep from us. Under pressure from health authorities, social media giants such as Twitter and Facebook have recently committed to stopping the spread of misinformation around vaccines. Well, there was misinformation back here. They were saying it was good. Now this guy, 32 years later, the doctor's coming out and telling you there were side effects back then. So what's happening now? Again, after her second son was born, however, she went to a medical centre and she got him vaccinated. The first thing the doctor did was question me about my decision. He said, have you researched it? Are you sure you want to do it? Or are you only doing it because other people are doing it? A doctor questioning the vaccination. Some doctors are good people. That's right. Make a decision, an educated decision on what you want to do. Don't do it because the doctor said, oh, you need childcare payments. Having said that, some people are desperate for the money. Helen has been against vaccination since her younger son had a violent reaction to diphtheria shot 18 years ago. So again, you can see people aren't just not getting vaccinated because they're doing it for a specific reason. They're seeing their children get sick. Last but not least, in 2015, the federal government introduced the no jab, no pay policy, which blocks welfare payments to parents who refuse to vaccinate their children. This was followed in 2017 by state-based no jab, no pay provisions which banned unvaccinated children from being enrolled in preschool. The government measures have been a success. As of 2018, vaccination rates across Australia have risen 1 to 2%. Said it before, yet each year, disease, measles, outbreaks, flu, whatever you want to call all this crap, have risen, have doubled. Yet we keep upping the vaccinations. People can't put two and two together. Look at the poisons that were getting sprayed on us from the sky. Look at your transmission towers, 5G that's coming in now. All these things create ill health. Yet they've got us now fighting against each other based on the lies they're telling us. Wake up, people. Disease doesn't just happen, it needs to be created. Don't be fooled by your government. Do your own research and do what's right for you. Get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. There's a good chance you could get sick under the way our government is dropping poison all over our food, air and water.